Freshdesk has always been in a very rapid growth phase. From 2014 till now, there's almost a 6x increase in our customer base. So this is really good for our business, right? But what does this mean for support? The increase in the customer base had a direct impact in the number of tickets that we handle on a year-to-year basis, right? So I personally feel this is a good problem to have because it kind of pushes you to think. So what is the best way to handle such rapid increase in the ticket count? One of the options that we had was to go ahead and start hiring aggressively. And in the last 7 years, we grew from a 1-member support team to an 85-member team. And by the end of this year, we are going to be a 130-member support team. And if you think about it, the product and the customer base should and must grow. In the second part of 2017, right, we had ramped up our team and we had all the processes in place. And with regards to customer satisfaction and other KPIs, we were able to hit the numbers month on month. This is when we felt we will be able to kind of try a few experiments to see what we can do next. We started having discussions with our product and our ML team, and AI looked promising in terms of scope it had to offer for our support. So at this point, we decided to move ahead with AI, and we primarily had to answer 2 questions: which source to handle or focus on, and what type of tickets are we going to try and deflect, right? So we started with we did a little digging, right? And we went back to the source split. So what you see here is going to be the year-on-year source split. And the increase in the ticket volume was partially because of the omni-channel route that we adopted. We focused more on live channels like chats and phone calls. And what it did was it really helped us get closer to our customer. In this particular graph, you can clearly see that chat as a channel has overtaken the traditional email channels in our support system, right? So in this, the portal ticket, right, it comparatively has less number of tickets. So this became our obvious choice to try the AI experiment. So we further did a drill down to analyze what type of tickets come in through the portal. So we kind of categorize the tickets as L1 tickets, which are simple how-to questions. And we also have L2 tickets, which kind of needs some troubleshooting or technical assistance on it, right? And we found that nearly 45% of the portal tickets were simple L1 queries, which were resolved within 1 or 2 interaction max. So all these analysis gave us direction on how exactly we can proceed, right? So our goal here was to automate the level 1 support. This was primarily to kind of deflect the L1 tickets. We believe that this is going to provide more time for our agents to focus on more complex tickets and solve complex tasks. And also, we believe this is going to kind of help our customers get quicker responses because they do not have to wait for the agent to get back to them with simple answers, right? So now that we had the goal, we started the Freddy experiment, right? So we wanted to start small, and we wanted to do everything in a controlled space so that we do not hamper the existing customer experience that we provide. So we decided to replace the new support ticket option we had in our support portal with an Ask Freddy button. So the idea was the Freddy was going to introduce itself as a bot, and it's going to try and help the customer find the answer to their questions. And if it is not able to answer the question, it's going to prompt them to create tickets. Conceptually, this was really good, but then reality hit us. If you think about it, AI is only as good as the data it can learn from. So we knew we had a lot of work to do, especially on the content. So we started off with optimizing our knowledge base, right? So we analyzed our old knowledge base because the old knowledge base of the solution article was built over a period of 5 or 6 years. And it had a lot of redundant articles, and it was overloaded with a lot of content, and it did not have any kind of a structure to it, right? And this was the time when our product team was also coming up with the new Mint UI. So how many of you like the new Mint UI? So yeah, and that's when we had 2 jobs in hand. One was to revamp our existing solution article and make sure we have it ready for the Mint. And secondly, we also took this opportunity to revamp the article and make it ready for our bots as well. When we were analyzing the L1 queries that we are receiving, right, we felt for most of those queries, we already had answers in our solution article. But the problem with that was it was kind of buried deep into a solution article that it was not easy for our customers to find that information. So that's when we came up with this concept of bite-sized FAQs, which is nothing but we took direct questions that the customer had and wrote simple answers for that. So to give you some perspective, right, at the end of this humongous effort, we brought down the number of solution articles from 426 to almost 200. And in this process, we also brought down the number of categories and the folders, and we kind of brought in a structure to our existing knowledge base. But the best part of this was this 800 FAQs that we built. So now that we had the content ready, right, we wanted a medium to take this to our customers. And we are hoping that Freddy would be that medium. The version 2 of the bot, right, we brought in this feature within the product wherein we kind of list all the questions that the bot was not able to answer. And we give a direct option in the product to kind of assign it to an existing solution article or maybe even create a new one. And the best part with this is it's real time. So any information that you provide to the bot or any training that you give to the bot is going to be accepted by the bot immediately. And the very next minute, if another customer is going to ask the bot the same question, it's going to answer it for them. And another one is going to be the insights or the reporting that we brought in for the bots. So we were able to kind of see how exactly our efforts are kind of, we were able to see exactly how our efforts that we put in training the bots was taking effect here, right? And the results is, with the bot training 2.0, right, it made the training process very simple that we were able to immediately add close to like 300 more FAQ articles. With constant nurturing and the results that we are able to see immediately, right, we were very encouraged with it. So last month, we were able to achieve a 12% ticket deflection. This again are these tickets, these again are the tickets that we did not have to answer. The agents did not have to see those tickets, right? And this again is just the actual deflection. If you take into consideration the total deflection, it goes to almost 30%. So I'm going to go back to the earlier slide where we had the source split, right? So in 2017, the portal had almost 12%, or it contributed to 12% of our ticket volume. In 2018 and 2019, this has been brought down to almost 5%. So the overall learning from this particular experiment was that content creation and nurturing the bot is going to be the key, because you need to kind of nurture the bot for it to understand your business and for it to kind of adapt to it, right? And the other thing is you need to start having owners within your support system, because they are the closest to your customers, right? And they know what content that needs to be created. Also, you need to start measuring the metrics very religiously, because without the numbers, right, we are not sure whether you're putting in the effort at the right place. Above all, we came to an acceptance that the customers do have a learning curve as well, because our customers were very used to having this conversation directly with us, with a live agent. And when we suddenly one day replaced this with a bot, they were a little skeptical about it. But over a period of time, with the accuracy that with the improvement in accuracy, they were pretty confident after a few interactions with it. Freddy was one of the experiments that we did in our support system, but we did have a few other experiments as well. I'm going to talk about the agent assist bot. In Freshworks, we do have a very elaborate onboarding process. So our agents go through 4 to 6 weeks of training before they get on the floor and start handling the queries, right? But even after this elaborate training process, there are times when they require hands-on help when they are having a conversation with the customer. So what the agent assist bot does is, irrespective of the channel through which they are having the conversation, right? The agent assist bot is going to prompt them with the next best action, and also it's going to guide them to ticket resolution. So this is kind of helping us bring some consistency to our support team. Here is a sneak peek of the agent assist bot in action. As a product support team, we do spend a lot of time in analyzing logs to find out what is the root cause of a particular issue, right? Here, the agent assist bot is taking or guiding an agent in finding the answer to it. So the next one is the email bot. This is primarily focused on deflecting the level 1 questions that comes in through email. Because by the time the ticket gets into the system and gets assigned to an agent to reply back to that particular request, it's going to take at least an hour or two. But if it's an L1 ticket for which we already have an answer, why should the customer wait for it? So having these email bots kind of target these kind of queries, and it's going to kind of send the suggested solution article to the customer. And this one is one of my favorites, right? I do get a lot of, my team members walk up to me and say they are having issues with the out-of-office emails and the thank you emails kind of reopening the tickets and kind of messing up the metrics, right? So what this thank you detector does is, it kind of decides whether a particular reply should reopen the ticket or not, right? So again, based on certain keywords, it's going to say this ticket needs to be reopened, or whether this shouldn't be reopened and it's just a thank you email. So if you're interested in trying this out, you can log on to thankyou.freddyproject.com and you can try and challenge the bot. Because initially, I was very surprised based on the accuracy of this particular bot. The next one is the sentiment journey. So Freddy tries to understand the customer sentiment in each and every conversation, right? And it maps the customer's emotion in a graph. So this allows our supervisors to kind of go through the different tickets and sense frustration and kind of take corrective actions on it. We do a postmortem analysis of all the negative surveys that we receive, but that's more of a reactive approach. Sentiment journey is helping us be a little more proactive in this case.